Greetings all, it's Dr. Bankhead here at the Struggle in Thinking Out Loud. And the topic of this video is God, or as I prefer, divine consciousness. I've mentioned before in the past, but I'm deciding to do a separate video on it so I can explain it for anyone who tunes in later on, and they can always refer back to this. God, so many people refer to the Creator as God. They ideate that there is an individual creator. Some of them even imagine that God has a human type form, and they refer to him in the masculine as he, and the he-ness of it, the masculinity of it, the identity of it as God, when there are so many different characteristics given of God, and in certain countries there are many gods, and each of the gods has a different aspect as it relates to life. And so for this reason, it is my preference to avoid the use of the word God entirely, because when I speak of God, it may not be the same characteristics of an individual or a source or all that is that you're considering it to be. Even in the Bible, which I am quite familiar with, there is reference to Elohim, which means gods, and the gods have many different characteristics. One is a jealous God, one is a loving God, one is a God who has favorites, because he refers to Israel as being the apple of his eye, which is favoritism. And there's the God that sends Israel into neighboring villages to kill, slaughter the men, and take captive the women and children, and interbreed in those communities, and therefore change those into being considered Israelites or Hebrews, because the woman is the one that carries the religious connection, if you will. So in order to avoid confusion, I prefer that which was relayed to me by Spirit. And that was in answer to my question of what shall I call you in my language? And I was informed the divine consciousness and the divine energies. And that set well with me, because consciousness is something that each of us has. And consciousness, the divine consciousness, would be consciousness of the ethers, which is everything in its entirety, past, present, and future. So I've heard it said before that every word that was ever spoken is still in existence today. And you can hear it for yourself. You can request to hear it, request to be connected to an individual or a thought in the past, because nothing that exists ceases to exist. All that is will ever be all that is, whether it's physical or non-physical. So that may be confusing to you. If it's not, very good. If it is, I can make an attempt to clarify it further. But the divine consciousness is all that is. And the divine consciousness is aware of everything. The divine energies Everything is energy. Energy does not die. Energy just transforms. And so it is that my preference is to refer to the divine consciousness or the divine energies. And I hope that makes it clear for you. This is Dr. Bankhead at the Struggle In, thinking out loud. I'm grateful for I am fully great, and I hope you're saying that as well. I hope you have a pleasant and productive day. I will see you in the next video.